What's up, everyone? You're very welcome along. It is Thursday night. It's the late night agenda, and I am, of course, your host, Craig. You're all very welcome along. I hope you've had a lovely Thursday. I hope you've gotten over... What can I say about last night? United are shit. Let's just go past that. Anyway, I hope you're all keeping well. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. Kyle, Mossy, Leitrim for Sam, Frank, Josh Plays, Louis, Sean W, Rowboy. Scotty's in as well. Adrian Hall, Paul Turner, Sebastian Percy, Dave is in, Brian Morrissey, Prez Mane, Tom Boland, Live Gamer. Who else we got? Liverpool FC Football Club. Badge, Alex Reddo, Will, V.A. Van Dyke, Patrick Silk, Azzy, Lewis Line, JXCXB, Goalkeeper 4, Paul McCormick, Joseph Stalin has a big moustache dad, Amy as well, Floating Fox, Darren Holden, Tom Jones, and Harry Carling and Danny. I think that's everybody. Look, welcome. Thank you for joining me yet again, guys. I appreciate your time. Tonight, I thought we'd start off with a preview of the Huddersfield game. Then we can go on and have a chat perhaps about, I don't know, the team of the year, player of the year, whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. Let's start off. We'll save the fume, because I know there's going to be some fume around the team of the year. I know there's going to be some Reds out there who have their own thoughts on what that team should be. We'll go through that in a little while. Let's start with a bit of a preview ahead of tomorrow night's game against Huddersfield. Delighted to say I'm going to be joined by Brian Morrissey for a watch along of this one. He's coming to my house, so we'll be watching this one together. So you'll have both of us for the watch along tomorrow. As you can see, I've gone for a little bit of a changed 11 for the game. I think with the travelling that Salah has done, we might see him on the bench. Now, somebody said to me earlier on, maybe he'll get 60 minutes, Craig. Maybe he'll play even the first half. Possibly. I know he does have a goal to boot that he's in contention for, and I'm sure the manager wants to give him every opportunity to win that. For me, I just thought maybe just give him a rest, bring him on for the last 30 when Huddersfield are tiring. So, what I've gone with, and I'd love to know your thoughts on your 11 as well. Alisson Becker in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I've gone for Van Dijk and Joe Gomez as the centre-back pairing, just to give Matip a little rest ahead of the game against Barcelona. Andrew Robertson at left-back, midfield trio for me, Fabinho, Milner and Naby Keita. Again, just giving Hendo a bit of a rest ahead of the Champions League game. And then up front, the change I've made, switch Mane over to the right-hand side, put Origi on the left-hand side and Bobby Firmino through the middle. We will, of course, have a strong bench. We'd have Henderson on the bench. We'd have Salah on the bench as well. We'd have more midfield options. We're waiting on Adam Lallana on a fitness update. Degsy Lovren looks like he'll be available as well. So look, plenty of options for the manager. The team, as you can see, is the one that I've gone with. The score, I'm going for a 3-0 win for the Reds. But to be honest, guys, it could be anything. Could be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Who knows at this moment in time. I'm expecting a big win. I'm expecting a statement performance from the Reds. And just another reminder to Manchester City that we're not going anywhere. These boys, Jurgen Klopp and those boys, are going to be there fighting right till the end. Right. Do you still believe, Lewis? I always believe, mate. Well, it's mathematically possible. I always believe. And we're going to go right till the end. Craig in a black kit. He wants that Liverpool goalkeeper's kit badly. I actually forgot I had this. I was rooting through my wardrobe today trying to find something to wear, because sometimes I'm wearing stuff like I had an Ireland jersey on today as an example, and that would clash with the green screen, so I can't wear that. So usually I have to change before I start the stream, and I found this and I was like, oh yes, nice one. Haven't worn the LA shirt in a while. Jaden, how are you, mate? Mark, welcome in as well. Is that the league done? They're favourites. Look, you can't hide behind it. Manchester City are favourites, of course. 3 games to go for both sides. Anything is possible, though. Brendan Rodgers isn't going to make it easy for them with Leicester City as well. Travelling to Burnley for them at the weekend. Not going to be an easy game if Burnley show up and at their shithousery best. Amina, how are you? Welcome in. Hi, Craig. Huddersfield are in for severe beating. About 7-0, I think. Salah will score 4. The golden boot will be his, says Floating Fox. Press Mane says my front 3 are the exact same. Boya, my friend, how are you, mate? Great to have you in. Okay, where are we? Let's get back up to these one. Oh, we'll get to the team of the year, ladies and gents. Don't you worry about that one. There's plenty to go through for the team of the year. Just let me get back to this one. Love the title. Thank you very much. Sean Dyke will win us the league. That beautiful ginger man can do anything. So awfully British. Owen McGivern, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Scotty, how are you? GTM boss, how are you, sir? Great to have you in. Riley Morgan as well. Okay, let me just do one thing. Grand. 6-0. Wow. Press Mane going 6-0. I like it. Dave's going 3-0 to the Reds tomorrow. Dirty Girl, how are you? Welcome. Claire is in as well. Thank you for joining us. John, how are you, mate? All the way from America. Thank you. Friday night football, looking forward to it, said John Frusciante. I'm still on the fence about it, John, mate. I honestly don't know how I feel about Champions League football. No, Craig. Friday night football, Champions League football, I'm all for. I fucking love United. Won't be having any of it for a while now, but I'm liking it. Red Hulk said that's a nice kit. Thank you, mate. It is actually a really nice kit. It's even nicer in person. I wore it originally when I got it because see it has YouTube on it. So YouTube are their sponsor. So I was thinking, YouTube maybe be nice, monetize us, because at the time we weren't monetized. And I shit you not, we were monetized shortly afterwards. Nothing to do with the shirt, just a coincidence. Who are your scorers? Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane, and I don't know, maybe Robbo. I think Robbo's overdue. Dylan, how are you? Dylan Cooney as well. What was somebody passed away? I see a lot of rest in peace. Craig, I said I wasn't in the best of mood because my friend passed away of a heart attack today. Scotty, I'm so sorry, mate. That must be extremely hard for you. And a heart attack is obviously a very sudden thing, mate. I can see the friend's name is Alex. Mate, my severe condolences and love. We love you, Scotty. I'm so sorry to hear about your mate. Rest in peace, Alex, as you've said, mate. Thank you for dropping in, Scotty. I know it's not an easy night for you, mate, but we're here with you. Don't forget that. Can you just change the VVD name tag to Player of the Year, please? Said Claire. Be nice to see Gomez back, said Kev's LFC artwork. 4-0 for him tomorrow. Prez Mane wants everybody's predictions. Please do put them in the chat. And of course, your team selections as well. I'd love to know your thoughts on mine, but as always, I want to know what 11 you'd like to see tomorrow night. Subi said, Craig, the under-18s are in the FA Youth Cup final in extra time, drawn against City. Wow. It was 1-0 to City last I'd seen before it was getting set up, so well done to the Reds for pegging that one back. It's just, you can't separate them, can you? Even at underage level, Liverpool and City, they're just gone toe-to-toe everywhere this season. Matip's one of the best defenders in the world, said Tom Jones. I wouldn't have the same opinion, Tom. A very good defender. And do you know what? He has won me over this season. I always had issues around his fitness and that he couldn't put a run of games together, but he's been sensational, Tom. And I don't mean to belittle him by saying I don't think he's one of the best defenders in the world. He's a very good defender. I don't know if he's at that very elite level, but that's just my opinion, and I love the fact that you're backing him, mate. I'm going 5-0, said Claire. 4-0 for Hassan. 7-0 for Floating Fox. 6-0 for Prez Mane. Dylan Cooney's going 2-0. I know everybody wants to know about how the fuck Pogba's in the team of the year. Don't worry, I promise you in a couple of minutes we'll get to that. I just want to go through a bit of a preview. Huddersfield to be without their first choice goalkeeper for the game as well. Ben Hammer is ruled out with a knock, so what's the bets? The second choice keeper comes in, has a fucking worldie. That always happens. But either way, we're winning this game tomorrow. All due respect to Huddersfield, we should be winning at Anfield. 3 games to go in the season. Under the lights on a Friday. Few bevies for everyone before they go in. Happy days. On bevies, actually, I read something earlier on, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So Carlsberg have released a limited edition red beer, red beer brewed especially for Liverpool fans that celebrates the decision made by Bill Shankly for the club to play in an all-red kit. It's named Red Barley and it will be launched at Anfield ahead of the Huddersfield game on Friday night. So well done to Carlsberg. That's a nice touch. Celebrating the fact that Shankly made Liverpool play in all red. Producing a red beer, as I said, named Red Barley. If you're lucky enough to be going to the game at Anfield tomorrow night, then get yourself a pint. Why not? Treat yourself. And not in the way I normally say treat yourself, but to an actual pint. Claire said, if anybody picks the correct team for tomorrow, they seriously deserve a Friday night beer. It's a tricky one. It is. You can make arguments so many ways, Claire. You can make arguments for sticking Genie in. You can make arguments for Henderson in, for keeping Mo in, of course. Dave Sweeney in the house. How are you, sir? Steve Lyons reckons 3-0. Then make some subs and rest players for Barcelona. Cannot wait for Wednesday night. I cannot wait for the Champions League. Alisson, Wan-Bissaka, Van Dijk, Laporte, Robbo, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, Fernandinho, Sadio Mane, Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling is FA Taser FN's team of the season, I gather, because it ain't the Liverpool team for tomorrow night, so it must be your team of the season, mate. I need some red Carlsberg, said Vigo. I don't know if it's ever going to go on general sale. I didn't look into it that deeply, but yeah, well done to them. Always love to see anybody getting. And Carlsberg have had such a long association with the club. Boya said Ben Hammer is fucking bad. Oh, Leicester boy, so glad he's gone. Well, he's not available tomorrow, mate. So watch the reserve keeper come in and have the game of his fucking life. Alfie's going 6-0 to us. A Bobby Firmino hat trick. I'd love to see Bobby get a hat trick, Alfie. Gonad said I don't want us to score more than 4 tomorrow. We always struggle the next game if we score half full in the previous game. I love that there's so many people that have little superstitions and stuff. And look, you're backing this up obviously with facts, mate. I don't know, I'm not a very superstitious person. Burnley to win 3-1. Fuck you, City, said Farah 9. I still worry about Matip. Looks a little bit dozy, brain freeze. VVD, keep an eye on him. I wonder. We'll obviously have a preview, and I'm going to be joined on Monday night by Dave for a preview of. You remember Dave from the podcast when we started off the channel. Dave's going to come back and join me for a preview of the Barcelona game on Monday night. So always great to catch up with Dave. I think we need to rest players, said Sonia. Yeah, I agree, Sonia, and some people I know think differently, and I absolutely understand their methodology as well and the way they got to their thought process. But for me, this is probably as close to a gimme as you can get. I know it sounds disrespectful to Huddersfield, but at least maybe Huddersfield will come and have a go because they're already down and they probably want to just enjoy the occasion, and they might just come and have a proper go, and it might be a nice entertaining game of football. Being unbiased, do you think Alisson deserved to be in the team of the year? Yes, and I'll get to why I think so in a couple of minutes, Dave, but I do have all that stuff listed to go. Put Moreno in. No, not for me, mate. I'd rather play one of the kids. And give him minutes because he's got a future at Liverpool, whereas Alberto Moreno's off at the end of the season. We've got our first parody account of us on Twitter, actually, which is very funny. I don't want to give you the name of it because I couldn't be arsed giving them any publicity, but the usual crowd of shitheads are behind it. The ones that I absolutely live rent free in their forehead, and they just love being obsessed about anything that Anfield Agenda do. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, as I said, but there is a parody account on there, which you're doing something right when people are parodying you just because you blocked them on Twitter. What type of a sad little fuck do you have to be to do that? And for those people, maybe they're watching, I don't know. If you are watching, thank you so much for feeding my ego. It really means the world to me to know that you cunts are just obsessed with everything that we do, and that rather than concentrate on your own shitty lives and the shitty things that you're doing, you'd rather try bring us down. Best of fucking luck to you, because it isn't going to happen, because we're blessed. We're on here with a fantastic community, fantastic group of Reds, and we've worked our asses off to be here. Basically, they're trying to say that the whole point of all of this is for me to make money, and that I'm making a fortune off this, and I'm making loads of money off YouTube. My hole am I making money off YouTube. I can promise you that. If I wanted to make money off YouTube, I would have done it much, much, much more cleverly than the way we've gone about it. Yeah, so there you go. First parody account, which is a good sign. It's always a good sign that something's going well. Craig, how did Salah not get into the team of the year? Again, 2 minutes, buddy. I promise you we'll get onto it. They're jealous, simples. Oh, they are. They're it's other content makers that are just not good enough at what they do. So, try to have a dig and bring me, Connor, and the rest of us down. I don't think they dislike Connor, to be fair. I think their hatred stems from me pretty much because I don't know, maybe I'm a cunt. I don't know. I probably am, to be fair. Can we talk about the team of the season? Absolutely. I knew you guys would want it. That's why I wanted to get the little preview in beforehand, just so I didn't forget about it. Look, lend us a euro, Craig, go on. I did go over to their channel or their account and say, look, if you want to lend them a few quid, just ask. We're always happy to help out those in need. These cunts say the league's over, can fuck right off, said Stephen Richards. Last day is Wolves, then I'm off. Right, look, team of the season. Team of the season. Look, the team of the season is out. Let me just get it up. I'm sure you guys know it by now. So look, 4 Liverpool players have been included in the team of the season this year. Trent, Robbo, VVD and Sadio Mane have all been included. Look, let me know your thoughts. The team lists as follows: Ederson, Trent, Van Dijk, Laporte, Robertson, Fernandinho, Pogba, I mean, can we just pause for a second over the Pogba thing? What? Like, what? Pogba? This fucking dabbing fool, like, in the team of the year? Nah. Bernardo Silva, Mane, Sterling and Aguero. Look, most of the people on that list you can make an argument for. The Ederson versus Alisson thing, my take is it should have been Alisson. And I think the stats back up that it should have been Alisson. But, do you know what? At least you can make a fucking argument for Ederson. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least you can say, fair enough, it was close. Alisson, more clean sheets, more saves, higher save percentage, conceded less goals. Do you know what I mean? But it was voted for by the players, and that's what makes this all the funnier. It's madness, absolute madness. But the big talking point seems to be that Paul Pogba has made the team of the year. I just don't understand how that is. And even the staunchest United fans seem to be struggling with what the fuck he's doing in that team. Jace Roberts, how are you, buddy? Great to see you back in. I hope you and the family are keeping well. Pogba in the team of the season's an absolute joke. No idea how he's in there. What's the code to get in the gate to the new mansion? Yeah, it's 1-800 I live in a council house and I'm absolutely fucking smashed is the code. Don't forget to use all capitals when you're doing that. Cam Vlogs, how are you, buddy? Craig, what's the story with Sterling and his VVD pyjamas? It's basically me taking the piss, mate, because there's no way he's winning player of the season. Van Dijk is winning it. And it was just a little, not a dig, because I respect Sterling as a footballer. I think he's an excellent footballer, but he looks up to Van Dijk, because Van Dijk's just, mustard, isn't he? Pogbob, said Blue. Team of the season with Pogba, what the actual fuck, said Claire. I know there was a few more. Billy Donnelly said Pogba? ? Yeah, look, a lot of people not knowing what the fuck Pogba's doing in that. Got Cool said Alisson for Ederson. Absolutely, but as I said, you can at least make an argument for Ederson. It's the wrong argument, I honestly feel, but you can make an argument. He's an excellent keeper. He's had a very good season, and I can understand that. It's not right. I don't think it's right, but I can understand it. It's the midfield. It's the Pogba thing. It's absolute nonsense. Mark Goldbridge values Pogba at 200 million. I don't know what to say to that. They won't get 200 million from. They won't get anywhere near 200 million from, in my humble opinion. But look, Mark Goldbridge has probably kept an eye on this situation much more than me, him being a United fan. I think all signs point to the fact that he wants out of Manchester United. I think that's fair enough to say. Pogba in the team is nothing more than a bad joke. Weird that they do the votes almost mid-season, makes no sense. Yeah, and let's not forget, this was voted for by the players. So it's not like we're blaming fans here or pundits that didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. This team of the year was voted for by players. And yes, probably some tactical voting, I don't know, maybe, but Fabinho instead of Pogba. See, I don't think Fabinho would ever have made the team because, let's be honest, he's played half a season. As brilliant as that half a season has been, he doesn't deserve to be in the team of the year. He will be in it next year probably, because he's going to be amazing. But if we're being realistic and just trying to be fair and not biased about it, let's go through position by position. Alisson, Ederson, it's a coin toss. I'd lean to Alisson, but you could understand it. The back four, Trent, nailed on. Van Dijk, nailed on. Laporte, I think, is a good choice personally. Robertson, nailed on. Midfield, Fernandinho. I don't think any of us can argue he hasn't been a very influential player for Manchester City in there this season. Pogba, not a fucking chance in hell should he be in that team. As much as I dislike Hazard, I'd even have him in there ahead of Pogba. Bernardo Silva, absolutely. Sadio Mane, 100%. Raheem Sterling and Aguero. Again, a couple of close calls in there. Sterling's stats are very similar to Mohamed Salah's. But, you can make arguments for every other player except Pogba. MUFC Gamer said, no United player deserves to be in there. Neves for Pogba. And look, I promise you, this is nothing to do with a hatred of Manchester United. Because you can see by everybody's reaction to this, Pogba just makes no fucking sense in there. A lot of shouts for Ruben Neves as well, which is a very good shout. He's had a great season, as have Wolves. Ella says, look at the stats. All of Alisson's stats are better than Ederson's ones. I actually had a Manchester City fan. He didn't actually talk to me about this. I just seen a conversation he was in where he said, yeah, but Alisson has made more clearances off his line on the edge of the 18-yard box, or more sweeper clearances. I don't know what the exact name of the stat was, but that was his argument as to why Ederson's made more clearances, played more of a sweeper role, and that's why he deserves to win it. Unfortunately, it's a fucking goalkeeper. You know what I mean? The stats should be about saves, clean sheets, punches, save percentages, goals conceded, all the stuff you'd actually expect to judge a goalkeeper on. I thought it was team of the year, not team of the I'll show up for 3 months. Alfie said, I think Shaqiri will come on tomorrow and score. Do you think Shaqiri will get much in the last 3 games? No, I don't. He could well start tomorrow if Klopp's looking to rest some players, but I actually posted from my own account today about Shaqiri, wondering do people believe he'll be at the club next season, and again that's a conversation I'd like to have a little bit later on in the chat, if that's okay, or in the stream. Pogba's worth a box of Ferrero Rochers and a case of cheap French plunk, said Stephen Richards. Hazard, a few shout. Yeah, look, I could understand the shout for Hazard. Mossy said, was my time for my birthday and it's the time to be done. I don't know, mate. Are you drunk or are you just lashing on the keyboard with your hand, Mossy? But either way, I hope you're keeping well. Jermaine Jenna said, loads of times the most players haven't a fucking clue and just vote last minute. Loads of them just take the piss too. I don't know. I don't get this whole team of the year thing personally. I think you either win player of the year or you fucking don't. It's as simple as that. Son, yeah, Son's a good shout as well, Claire, but he did miss a portion of the season, of course, when he was away. I think he had an injury and then he was away with at the Asia Cup or the Asian Games or something with South Korea. Jace Roberts said Moutinho and Neves at Wolves have been ace. Maddison at Leicester, he's had a very good season as well. Decore has been very good. All had better seasons than Pogballs. Yeah, good show. Maddison has had a very good season at Leicester, and as I'm sure Boya will back me up on, he's got a lot of interest in him, and Boya doesn't want him going anywhere. Son is one of the few players I'd like to see at Liverpool, said Claire. I don't think you're alone there, mate. I actually don't know a Liverpool fan that doesn't think Son could do a very good job in this Liverpool team. Chris, how are you, mate? Hi, Craig. Well deserved team of the year. I think it'll be 4-0 tomorrow, and City will find it tough at Burnley. I hope so, Chris. I fucking hope so. I hope Burnley are at their shithouse best. Hazard should be in, said Patrick. Who'd be on your bench? If we're going to defender, a midfielder and a striker, then Salah would be the striker or the forward. Although you could absolutely make a show for Lacazette as well. Or not Lacazette, Aubameyang, sorry. Midfielder. Who would I put in midfield? Probably Son. I put Son in as midfield. That's what he's down as on Fantasy Premier League anyway. And defender. Who's had a good season? Who's had a good defensive season outside of the top 3? I don't rate. I don't know on the defender actually. It's a difficult one. Arsenal haven't got a defence. Azpilicueta, who would usually be my go-to, he hadn't had his greatest season at Chelsea. I don't know, how good has Vertonghen been at Spurs? I don't know actually on the defender front. It's a very difficult call. Who would you guys have on the bench? Let me know your 3 bench players. Well, 4 if you want to put in a goalkeeper, but I know the answer to that's going to be Alisson. When did the Reds sign a Portuguese player? When do they? And the last one I can remember signing was what the fuck's the guy's name? Raul Morelos. That's the last one I can remember signing. Oh no, actually no. Sorry, no. We've signed the young centre back, Thiago Ilori. That was the last player I can remember signing. The last Portuguese player. Maguire's a good shout, Boya. Player of the season leak, VVD. Yeah, it did, mate. It was the Daily Mail put out an article yesterday saying that it's been won by Virgil van Dijk, and I don't think they'd get away with putting that out if they weren't 100% sure of it. Shaqiri definitely had some fallouts at the Maharani's closet. Those injury time substitutions are just disrespectful. At least he's getting the chance to get a medal though. I mean, think of it that way. At least he's getting the appearances up to get the medal if Liverpool do, win the Premier League. So Cody, a couple of shouts for Cody. Cunty, which is what I like to refer to him as, Neil, if that's okay, chose David Luiz and Vertonghen ahead of VVD as his defensive pairing for the year. Now, there's bitterness and there's just being stupid. Anybody, and I mean anybody, who knows anything about football, and Cunty did play football, how can you not have Van Dijk in your team of the year? It's just bitterness and stubbornness and stupidity. Absolute stupidity to not have him in the team of the year. What depth and players do you think we need for the bench to be as strong as City's? Wow, it's a difficult decision. You've got to bear in mind we're bringing through young Ryan Brewster. We've got Joe Gomez coming back, of course. We've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back. We're moving on Sturridge, moving on Moreno, maybe moving on a midfielder. You can look at what's going to happen with Marco Grujic, Harry Wilson. Ryan Kent looks like he'll be moved on permanently. Maybe it depends on who you move out, but honestly I would say a centre back, a backup left back, unless we bring the young kid up from the under 23s. One midfielder, possibly two, depending on who moves out, and another forward. So maybe four or five players at a very high level. But Jurgen Klopp did make some comments around transfers as well during his press conference, which I'll touch on later on. Wan-Bissaka is a good shout from a few people as well for team of the year for their bench. Dodge76 has gone Alisson, Maguire, Son and Salah, which I think is a fair show. Camacho, yes, sorry, I forgot about Camacho. Good shout, Aziz. I forgot about Rafael Camacho. Digne has been great for Everton, even though I follow Liverpool. He has had a good season. And to be fair, he has had a good season. City drew with Burnley last year. City got beat to Leicester this season. 1-0 the 83rd minute at Spurs the other night. Every chance City drop points. Love it, Alfie. Keep that going. Yeah, Mossy's definitely on. Are you on a bender, Mossy? I hope you are, mate. Honestly, I hope you're enjoying yourself. What did Kloppo say at his press conference? He spoke about, where are we? He spoke about the fact that this probably won't be Liverpool's record-breaking transfer window. He said, well, I think he said their biggest transfer window. He was actually directly asked about Lorenzo Insigne, because the Mirror reported Liverpool lead the race to sign 27-year-old Napoli forward Lorenzo Insigne. They mentioned the figure somewhere around the £60 million mark. I didn't believe it, but Jurgen Klopp was actually asked about it and commented on it in his press conference today, and his answer was pretty short and sweet. We will not sign Lorenzo Insigne. He did go on to elaborate about his contract, long-term contract at Napoli, so on and so forth, but he was fairly blunt in saying that they won't sign Insigne, so I think we can put that one to bed. Usually the manager will bat these away, say, he's somebody else's player, we don't talk about them. But to come out and say no, I think it's probably safe to say that one can be put to bed. But why don't you like Cody? When did I ever say I don't like Connor Cody? Oh, dog. I don't remember ever saying I don't like Cody. In fact, I've been nothing but, I think I've been very nice towards Connor Cody. I've said that he went back down to the divisions, built himself back up. I used him as an example to never give up. I talked about him alongside Jamie Vardy as well, Andrew Robertson, and said that he's a good example to not give up. And he's back up in the Premier League with Wolves, captaining them. I have nothing but respect for Connor Cody. Gonad said there's no clash between Shaqiri and Klopp. It's pure question of defensive strength at this time of the season. Do you think we'll get, is it Aour or Aouar or Uar? I don't know how you pronounce that gentleman's name. Again, I think I have a story about that one for you. The Daily Star said that Liverpool have made contact with Lyon over Houssem Aouar. Again, sorry about my pronunciation, it's shocking. And has said that he's our top transfer target for the summer. They didn't talk about a fee, but I know he's somebody that you guys have mentioned in the chat quite a lot, so again, what do you think about Uar or Aouar? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Let's just call him Houssem. Is that okay? We'll call him Houssem. Would you guys like to see him at the club? And have you seen any figures mentioned around them? Red Star beat Partizan today. I think Red Star are playing the Champions League again. Fair play to them. That stadium is intimidating. Do you remember the tunnel? They had to clean it up for the Champions League, but the old images of that tunnel, my God, it was intimidating. Where is Salah? I'm not sure, Alison, if you're talking about in my 11 prediction for the game tomorrow or in the team of the year. I can give you an answer for my one. For me, I just wanted to rest him because he's been over to New York for the Time Magazine 100 Most Influential People, I won't say award, but event. So I thought maybe just give him a little bit of a rest, maybe bring him on for the last half an hour. Press Mane's bench would be Zaha, Dybala, Dele, Hazard. That would be our bench, sorry. That'd be a tasty fucking bench, mate. Wilfred Zaha is somebody I'm seeing a lot of stuff mentioned about with Liverpool. Not so much by newspapers as more as pundits and stuff like that, and Reds fans. Still 1-1 in the Youth Cup final. Thank you for that one, Cahill. You call him Cunty if that's the confusion. No, I was talking about Jason Cundy, not Connor Cody. Oh, sorry. If you're talking about me saying Cunty, I was talking about Jason Cundy, not Connor Cody. As I said, nothing but love for Connor Cody. You know, it's been a great time to be with you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Mossy, mate. Take care. Sterling shouldn't be in there, said DK. Didn't you call him Cunty? No, it was Jason Cundy. Cundy, mate, sorry. Somebody said that Jason Cundy said that his centre-back pairing would have been Vertonghen and somebody else. It was Cundy, not Cody. Who's your favourite TV pundit? Honestly, Carragher and Neville. Honestly, that's my honest opinion. Carragher and Neville. I like Jake Humphries as well as a host on BT. I think he's quite good. You sound like a pirate. I know. That's what you are. I feel like Ian Holloway. Every time I say you are, I feel like Ian Holloway. I hope you sign him just so you have to say his name next season. Oh, mate, I'll have to learn. If we did sign him, I'd have to learn the exact French pronunciation of it. Leon are so bad to buy off because of... We don't call him Oulas, mate. We christened him Johnny Cunty Locks. That was what his name was christened a long time ago. Well, it was last year, actually. So if you ever hear me mentioning Johnny Cunty Locks, we're talking about Jean-Michel Aulas, the president, I think it is, of Lyon. The Youth Cup final's gone to penalties, a couple of people have said. Thank you, Saul, for that one. Thank you to Chris. O-Dog said, I hope we don't rest Salah or Mane because I want one of them to win the Golden Boot. Absolutely understand that, mate. Do you think Klopp watches City, and do you think Klopp has talked with Burnley? Does he watch City? Of course, yeah. He will watch City for various reasons. Because we're in a title race, I'm sure. Because he wants to see what they're doing tactically. And he just wants to learn. I'm sure he watches all the clubs. I'm sure he watches as much football as he can. Has he talked with Burnley? Nah. I mean, it'd be very disrespectful to Sean Dyche for him to ring up and talk about Manchester City. Do you know when Mo came back from New York? I don't, Scotty, no, and I was actually wondering that. So if anybody does know when Mo arrived back, please do put it in the chat. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, we like a new signing, said Thomas Caulfield, which I agree with. I cannot wait to have him back. Harry Daw1 has asked a very fair question, and I'd love to know what people think about this one. Is the Champions League now a priority? My answer is no. They should both be a priority, especially when you've got maximum 6 games to go. But I also completely understand why you've asked the question, Harry, so I'm not trying to undermine you at all, my friend. And again, penalties. You think Burnley might get a draw? No, I don't. I can't lie. I said that if Manchester City got through the games against Spurs and United, I could see them winning their last 3. I'd be a hypocrite to come on and say and change my mind and say that I think they'll drop points. I honestly don't. I hope that they do. Of course I do, but I don't know. They just have the FA Cup now at the end of the season. They've 1 game a week for the next 3 weeks, so nah, I can't see them dropping points if I'm being honest. I hope, of course I hope. And you never know in football, anything is possible. Was good of Sky to give Joe Hart some work experience last night. Yeah, I did see him on there actually. Obviously when I was doing the watch along I didn't have the volume on, but I watched a little bit of the clips back later on. Yeah, it was interesting to hear his take on the whole De Gea, the second goal for Manchester City, and whether they thought De Gea should have done better. We need a good central midfielder that can grab a hold of the game, pick it up by the neck, something like Stevie G, said Thomas Caulfield. Hopefully City slip up against Burnley. Did anybody see the video going around social media? It's supposed to be outside of Old Trafford, and it's a massive projection on the wall of Gerrard slipping against Chelsea last year, with Slippy G wrote underneath it in scrolling text. Like, I mean, talk about obsessed and talk about bitter. That is so sad. Hunter or Andy Ruiz for Anthony Joshua? Neither are good enough, mate, to be fair. I mean, you add either of those as his opponent, and you have to add a decent heavyweight fight underneath it, because let's be fair, Joshua is a box office fighter, but Joshua against Andy Ruiz or Joshua against Michael Hunter, does anybody really give a fuck about that fight? I mean, they were pushing it with Jarrell Miller, for me as it was, because it was always going to be a one-sided fight. Believe in Brendan, said Tom Jones. And what do you think of Dwight McNeek at Burnley? I don't know him. Darren, sorry. I honestly, I would be lying to you if I gave you an opinion, buddy. Jurgen Klopp said in his press conference that we just have to focus on ourselves. Absolutely. Do you have your Diet Coke? Of course I do. Of course I do. It's always around, Fiona. It wouldn't be a stream. I mean, I actually don't know if Diet Coke is ever not in arm's length of me in my life. Honestly, that's how weirdly obsessed I am with it. But why do you have Origi rather than Salah? The only answer was, or the only reason, mate, was again the travelling over to New York. I just wondered if maybe he'd rest him and give him the last 30 minutes. That's the only reason behind it, really. Ouar would be perfect in our midfield. Somebody who can pass the ball, said Harry Daw. What else have we got? Jax Page said his team of the year is Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Laporte, Robbo, Bernardo Silva, Ericsson. Am I missing a midfielder there? Oh, you've gone for 4 forwards, sorry. Aguero, Salah, Sterling and Hazard in a 4-4-2 formation. Aguero and Salah up top. I get you now. Yeah, good show. Please, Brendan, do us a favour, said O-Dog. That would be the best way to win the league. Who's that Ouar player you mentioned? Might try to find him in career mode. His name is Houssem, Houssem. Ouar spelled Aouar. And he's a Lyon player if you want to do a search for him. Penalties as well. Thank you for Dave for that one as well. Right, let me get down. There's some more comments to get through. Why do I have a spanner beside my name? Because I gave you one, mate. I thought you'd been around long enough now that you deserve to be a mod. If you don't want it, I can remove it if it's annoying you. If you don't want it to be there. What's this? Mossy Kyo said, what you gonna is that we're going to have Liverpool. I don't know what you're saying there, Mossy. Sorry, mate. Dylan said, can't see City dropping points. Gutted about it. Great side. Looks like 2 draws. The Hammers and Leicester will cost us. Yeah, see, I don't buy into that way of thinking. And look, I don't want to tell anybody else how to think. You're all of your own minds. For me, when I look at this season, we're always going to drop points. Every team's going to drop points throughout the season. It's just torture looking back and saying we could have done this, and this. Every team that's ever lost a title race can look back and point to this, and this. The way I choose to look at it, and this is just me, 97 points, possibly, at the end of the season. 97 points. If you don't win the league with 97 points, there ain't much more you could have done. Do you know what I mean? You just have to say well done to whoever finishes ahead of you. Because 97 points is fucking ridiculous. It's a great points total to get to. If Newcastle can get City, Burnley and Leicester can pull anything off, I'm not giving up until the last game. Strange how we feel this good after United loss. I'm not going to lie. Last night I was very, very, I won't say down, but numb after that game. I think I probably pinned more on that game than I wanted to admit to. More hope on United getting something from it. But look, it didn't happen and we have to move on. Kai Havertz from Leverkusen is amazing, which he absolutely is. Liverpool 5 times. City have too much money. It's kind of not fair. Who do you think will stay in the Premier League? Brighton. Yeah, I think Brighton. I think... What have they got? A 3-point cushion and better goal difference? So yeah, I would say Brighton. Congrats on the 888 Sport advert. Thank you, Leighton. Few more videos will come out. There was another one out around the Player of the Year thing, which I think they just left a little bit too late to post up. But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that, mate. Not a chance. City drop points at Adonis. Okay, 1 second. Ouar is career mode king. Milner has to be the best penalty taker in the league. He's up there. I mean, he's definitely up there. What's his name from City? He hasn't missed a penalty, has he? Or am I wrong? I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that takes City's penalties. I can't think of his name, but he's a really good record, I believe, with penalties. RB Roberto, how are you, mate? Great to see you win. What else we got? 4-2, nice. City don't have Wolves, we do. Yeah, we do. Last game of the season. Always a difficult game when you play Wolves. Anybody pissed about the title, just think where we were before El Clapo. Not just his footy, but the guy is just a great bloke and couldn't thank him enough. I think that's where I am, Darren, as well, mate, with Jurgen Klopp and this team. I'm just proud of them. It might sound cheesy, it might sound corny as fuck, but I am honestly just proud of the team. Not winning the league is going to be really tough if we don't do it. Really tough. But Champions League semi-final to come as well. Knowing that we're going to be back again fighting next season. We just got to keep going and just believe and just keep believing. But whoop to Liverpool youngsters, the future looks good. Sean Luke Doherty O'Brien said, this season reminds me of United in 11-12. Narrowly lost the title to Manchester City, but they won the title the following year. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, if we have to wait one more year, then so be it. It's coming. It is definitely coming soon. Dybala said he wants to stay at the club, and Patrici said Nedved said he will 100% be staying, which means no Mo Salah swap. You were never getting Mo Salah, Roberto, to be fair, mate. It was never going to be an option. And with all due respect, Liverpool are a bigger club than Juventus, mate. With all due respect. And I don't think you can really argue against that. They're a bigger club. You're winning the league every year, I get that. And Italy, it must be a draw to people for the weather, the food, the culture, everything. Beautiful place, but Liverpool letting Mohamed Salah go to Juventus would be one, stupid from our behalf, and two, it's a side step, if not maybe a small backward step in his career. And I don't want to disrespect for your club, mate, because I have a lot of time for Juventus, as you know. Burnley have beaten the current champions in the last 4 years, said the Irish Beard. Awar is really good on footy manager, said Ian Turlington. Come on, baby Reds, said Claire. I love that, baby Reds. Babogs, if we're using an Irish term. The youngsters win. Yes, well done. Congratulations. Nice one. About fucking time you had another bit of silverware. I think it's been, is it 10 years or something since the under-18s won an FA Youth Cup? So well done to them. Congratulations. Anytime we can beat City this season, we'll fucking take it. Absolutely take it. Can you seriously not remember City's penalty taker? Did I say City? I'm sure I meant to say Palace. I'm sure I said Palace. Did I not say Palace? Did I say City? Shit, I meant Palace, sorry. Palace's penalty taker. What's his name? Anybody know his name off the top of their head? If we finish second and win the Champions League, it's our best chance to push on and win the league in 2020. Said Liverpool 5 times. Jay Beckford said the main thing, we are back, and if we don't win the league, we're going to win. We're going to win the league, and we're going to win everything else because we're back. Every single player has improved so much. Absolutely, Fiona. Really well said. How much would Rodgers want to help us? I've no idea. I've absolutely no idea. I agree Liverpool are bigger, but disagree if Salah moved, it would be a downgrade. Well, is it possible to disagree, buddy, if you get where I'm coming from? If you agree we're a bigger club, then surely it has to be a little bit of a sidewards, backward step. But look, as I said, I can absolutely understand why a lot of people are drawn to go and play for Juventus in Turin, in a beautiful city, at a very historic club, and most likely going to go and win the Scudetto. Absolutely understand the appeal of it. I just think Liverpool are on the up, and Salah is in a good young team at the minute, and it would make no sense for him to move. He's already had time in Italy, and I think he feels he still has stuff to prove in the Premier League. But look, I can't speak for Mohamed Salah. Salah. Milivojevic, that is the gentleman I'm trying to think of. Thank you. Adonis said, hats off to Liverpool this season. Would you prefer Champions League or Premier League? For me, mate, Premier League. Without a shadow of a doubt. Premier League. You said City. Sorry. Apologies. I did. If I said City, I'm absolutely wrong. I meant to say Palace. And it was Milivojevic was the guy I was trying to think of. Sorry, that's my bad. Do you see a double next year? I can still see a double this year, Alfie, mate. Never mind next year. I'm still have some hopes on a possible double this year. With that win tonight, we've more FA Youth Cups than Everton, said Azzy. if Man United sign Sancho and Koulibaly, can they challenge Liverpool? No. They've a long way to go, honestly. In a one-off game, anything is possible, but United need... I mean, honestly, Pogba probably going to go. De Gea looks like he wants out. So you got to get yourself a new goalkeeper. There's talk that they wanted to go and get but the guy from fucking Oblak. But Oblak looks happy and looks like he's going to sign a new contract again at Atletico. They need to get a new midfield, and I mean an entire new fucking midfield. Their defence is dog shit. Rashford, he still needs to be honed, his craft, shall we say. Lingard, from what I've seen of him, he doesn't look great, but look, I don't get to see him every week. Lukaku looks horse shit and looks like he's going to be moved on. So 2 players, I think they need a lot more. I think it's a 3 or 4 year rebuilding job. Definitely 2 or 3 at the bare minimum. And that's if they do it right, by the way. The only thing I worry about with Leicester is Kasper Schmeichel as their keeper. Why do you worry about that? I know he used to play for them, but I wouldn't worry about that at all. If we finish second, will we be in the Community Shield next season? No. I think it is the runners-up of the FA Cup if City win the FA Cup, I believe. But I could be wrong. Happy to be told if I am wrong on that one. How did Pogba get into the team of the season? No idea, mate. Nobody has a Scooby-Doo how the fuck he got in there. Okay, what else have we got? Atkinson not given a penalty for that blatant penalty against Leicester may have cost us the league. Tough to take. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I understand how we can all pick little points, and I can't disagree with what you're saying, because you're right. Things have cost us points. We've cost ourselves points. We should have beaten United at Old Trafford when players were going down injured like flies. They were shit. I mean, Everton still celebrating the fact that it looks like they could be the ones that stopped us from winning the title with the draw at Goodison. They're not even going to sign Sancho and Koulibaly, so Jack's page. I don't think they are either. A few more little bits and pieces. Done that one. Oh yeah, so Liverpool are going to play a pre-season friendly at Anfield right on the eve of the new season. The Echo wrote that the Reds are in talks with a number of potential opponents for a midweek game in early August. Liverpool also remain in discussions to play a lucrative friendly at Spurs' new stadium in late July. This is something that I'd heard muted, and I think I said on the stream a while ago. They tried to get Wembley, they tried to get the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and they even tried to get the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Apparently none of them were available for the time that Liverpool wanted to play the friendly, and one of the clubs the club being most likely mentioned as the team that we will play will be Napoli. So they're looking to get a pre-season friendly against Napoli in Spurs' new stadium in late July. When I heard about this, I wanted to go straight away, because I want to have a look at that new stadium of Spurs. It looks magnificent. So yeah, the idea of Liverpool playing a friendly there really appealed to me. And then it comes out that it's at the end of July and I'm on fucking holidays from the 22nd of July. So I hope somehow my schedule allows me to go over. But if you're an English fan of the Reds that is down in the south, it could be a good opportunity for you. If you're living in around the London area, keep an eye out, keep an eye on the club site. I'm sure more details are going to be coming soon. Maybe keep an eye on the Echo as well, because that's where I got this information from. Herrera will leave as well. I think he's on a free, is he? Herrera, Mata, they were both on a free at the end of the season, if memory serves. De Bruyne and Fernandinho will be a massive miss for City, which is a good show, both injured. Domestic Butler, is that our Twitter handle you're after putting in there? A link to our Twitter account? If anybody wants to give us a follow, Domestic Butler has kindly put the link in, thank you sir. Alfie said if Liverpool win tomorrow, played City at Anfield, what will be the score? God knows, Alfie. I mean, heaven knows, mate. It could be 3-3, 0-0, 1-0. You never know. When Pep Guardiola rocked up to Anfield this season with City, he was very cagey, and they should have won with the penalty right at the end that Mahrez missed, but other than that, it was a fairly cagey game, and they were setting up for a draw by the looks of it. We can look back with a record of 97 points, said Mark Hendley. What Palace does Liverpool need to improve? What Palace does, Liverpool need to improve. I don't know what you mean. HYS football, mate. Sorry. Can somebody boot this fucking gobshite out here? I don't know if he's calling us scum or me scum or if he's talking about what's on the end of his knob. I haven't got a clue, but I'll just remove him there. But Napoli again, yeah. It looks like Napoli in another friendly. Love playing Napoli, don't we? Kind of blew it ourselves. We had a chance. We didn't blow anything. This is the thing. How can you have 97 points and think that you've blown the league? It's madness. Every team dropped points. City went through that phase around Christmas where they were dropping points left, right and centre. We've had ours. I don't know. Look, it's your own perspective. You can look at the season whichever way you want to look at it. We're all going to be disappointed, but I just refuse to look at it that we blew anything or we've fucked ourselves over anyhow. 97 points if we get there is ridiculous. Are you happy with the US tour? Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm always happy when people get to watch the Reds that don't maybe get a chance to come over and see them. So whether it's Australia, Asia, America, it's always great to see the team going out and about and fans getting a chance to go and watch the Reds. So yeah, I'm all for that. We'll be in the Community Shield if Man City win the FA Cup, defo. Be in it if we win the league week before the season starts. I didn't know that. I thought it was the other way around. Sorry. I thought that it was the FA Cup runners-up if the Premier League winners won the league. Who wants to go and play for the fucking Charity Shield if you didn't win the league? I mean, just no thanks. What else we got? Can't help but feel like we bottled the league. Feel that way if you want, Raul, mate. It's up to you. If you call bottling the league, getting 97 points, mate, which we could do, which would have won it any season except the last two, then it's up to you. As I said, it's everyone's own perspective and prerogative on how they look at things. Where are you going on holiday? In July we're going to Turkey, and in October we're going to Tenerife. I wanted to say, what position would you improve? Striker, midfield, centre back. I think they all need addressing. Am I the only one who'd be over the moon with a 6th Champions League regardless of the league? Absolutely not, my friend. If we win a Champions League, it is definitely a massive, massive achievement and something well worth celebrating. Yeah, you cannot not celebrate winning the Champions League if that's the case. Come on, we love it. It would definitely be the next best thing to winning the Premier League. It's great to see God in Brisbane. Yep, a new Brisbane Roar manager, as Frank has pointed out. Congratulations to Robbie Fowler on that one. What else we got? The Maharani's Closet said, yes, we dropped points, but in hindsight, what we lacked this season was the drive from midfield that Oxlade-Chamberlain gave us last season, which Hendo's currently giving us. Did we? I don't know, mate. 97 points, that's just going to keep being my answer. I don't think we lacked anything. I honestly, I know I'm sounding like a broken record and I apologise, but I'm just fucking proud of the team. I'm as pissed off as anybody else if we don't go and win the league, and I'll be as hurt as anybody else, but I won't be looking to blame anybody. Just thinking one day somebody might not lose a game but still not win the Premier League. Yeah, that could absolutely happen, Domestic Butler. You wrote Premiership there, mate, and I was going to say Premiership, but, you know, apparently, because I did this yesterday, I mentioned Premiership and some little dickhead went, oh, Premiership, is this rugby? No, dickhead. Some people refer to it as a Premiership, like Domestic Butler has, like I did yesterday. But, you know, some people just love correcting people, Domestic Butler, so it is an absolute possibility, mate, though, you're right. Can you imagine being in that position? Not losing a game and then not winning the league? It would be mental. Craig, will Burnley holding Chelsea to a draw, would they not be a bigger threat to City than United, who are shit and lost 4-0? Could well be. Mr. Royal County, could well be, mate, and I certainly hope so. And I will be looking interested on Saturday to watch the game. Yeah, I mean, before the United game, a lot of people like yourself, mate, were saying the Burnley game, the Leicester game might well be the game they could drop points. Roberto said, how are Liverpool bottlers? They can't do much when City are winning every game. Exactly, Roberto, mate. City will have won 14 games in a row if they keep winning by the time the season ends. 14 in a row. That's madness. Over 1/3 of the season without dropping a point. And that's what they will have had to do to win the fucking league. That's how hard Liverpool will have pushed them. You're right, Craig. People are getting it wrong. FA may invite Watford losing cup finalists if City do the double. That's what my initial thought was, Gonads. Let's be fair. If we finish second in the league, nobody wants to go and play in the Charity Shield if we finish second in the league. It's not over till it's over, said Douglas James Horn. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. And thank you for supporting the channel, mate. I know you've been here a very long time. What else have we got? Would you re-sign Suarez? No, just because of his age though, not because of his talent. I mean, he's undoubtedly a super talented guy. No, I wouldn't just because of his age though. But he's been the most difficult player for me to get over leaving Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, it was really tough. I fucking loved Luis Suarez. Even though we may not win the league, we've built a team that will compete for Premier League titles in the future, said is a Trignian. Thank you for your comment, mate. Thomas Caulfield said the league is not over, which it absolutely isn't. And I'm glad people keep saying that. I'm so happy that people aren't being really defeatist on here. There's still 9 points to play for, and as Joanne Fisher said, stop with the negativity. We're going to beat Huddersfield, Newcastle and Wolves. City are going to draw with Burnley and Leicester. 99.99% will win the league, said Dave Sweeney. Nobody can tell me anything. I'm not hearing it. Good man, mate. I love the positivity. Keep it coming. Guys, look, I don't think I've said it yet on the stream. If you're new to the channel or if you're watching for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button. It's always great to welcome new people to the family. And if you've already subscribed, you know by now, all I ask is that you give a thumbs up to the stream if you're enjoying it, of course. Trophy or no trophy, I'll still be proud of the boys and the great season they've given us, said O-Dog. Our progression from last year was massive. Last year we couldn't challenge. Exactly. Cape Town Muslim, mate, you've nailed it. Last year we were 25 points or something off Manchester City. This season, like, look at this. Look at Spurs, who were a few weeks ago muted as potential title challengers this season, and now we're, I think, 16 points clear Spurs, something like that. We're doing fucking brilliantly. Roberto said, I can't wait for Higuain to come back from Chelsea to us. I'll welcome him with open arms. He was sensational. He absolutely was, Roberto. Gonzalo Higuain at Napoli and Juventus was excellent. But I want to ask you a question, Roberto, and this is something that I'm not labelling at Higuain, but something that I remember reading about him. Do you think that maybe he bottles it for the big games? Is that something that you've heard or you've seen spoken about with regards to Higuain and his time in Italy? But yeah, for me, I think I've always liked Higuain. Didn't think the move to Chelsea was a good move for him or Chelsea, but cannot say anything other than lots of respect for him. Fantastic striker. Burnley and Leicester, shithouse time, said Boya, mate. I tell you what, I can't make you any more than a mod on the channel, but if Leicester fucking take points off Manchester City, mate, I will be only short of carrying you round on a throne, my friend. Yeah, that would be class. That'd be fucking class. Would you take De Ligt over Van Dijk? No, not over Van Dijk. I know you'd get more time out of him, but look, he's Virgil van Dijk. You know what I mean? He's a centre half. HYS football. He's our number 4. I like to watch him defend, and occasionally I like to watch him score. He can pass the ball. He's calm as you like. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. Do you still rate Sturridge, or do you think he's finished? I think he's finished, but I absolutely think he is one of the most talented strikers England has produced for the past, 10-15 years. I just think injuries, and I don't know if I don't want to say that he hasn't played through pain barriers, because that's probably very disrespectful, but he's naturally class. We've seen some amazing times with Danny Sturridge, and I'll always remember him fondly, even with the injuries, because I like the guy. I think Danny Sturridge comes across well. From what I've read and seen, he's been amazing with younger players in and around the club. He's very supportive of them. He's always there for them if they need anything. Looks like a good lad. But sadly, my opinion would be that at the very top level, he seems to be finished. But I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love him to go on and have a good couple of years somewhere else. If we don't win the Premier League, it'll be the second time we've had what's usually enough to win the league. Just is what it is, unfortunately, buddy. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But look, it is what it is. If it goes to the last day and we get an early goal versus Wolves, then it will put so much pressure on City. The problem with that is, though, Brighton might be on the beach already, unless, of course, the relegation battle goes right to the last day. Do you still think we can win the league? Yes, Shabir, of course. I'm not going to stop believing that we can win the league, mate, until it's mathematically impossible. Just shows that holding out for a point in a game isn't that important. You'd rather risk going full guns blazing in attack to win a game. Yeah. I mean, winning a game, 3 points, drawing a game, 1 point. I mean, there you go. It makes sense. You usually would roll the dice. Sometimes you need to be tactical, of course. It's not over till it's over, said Dawood. Come on, Burnley. Never give up, said Brian Morrissey. Klopp said earlier, this is our first try at the league, won't be our last one for sure. Thomas Caulfield says, yep, Fernandinho will be a big miss for Manchester City. The last time they lost him, they lost games on the trot, which is true. They had Gundogan, I think, in there filling in. Suarez is a sensational footballer, no doubt, but you can't deny he's a cheating prick. Yes, he is. Suarez is that type of player. Maybe like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm trying to think of other examples at the minute. Maybe, I don't want to say Mbappe too much because, yeah, but he's that type of player. If he's in your team and he's doing the Schneidy shit and he's doing the shithouse tactics, you absolutely idolise him. If you're playing against him, oh, you're screaming at the television and calling him everything under the sun. He's one of those footballers. If he's in your camp, you love him. If you're playing against him, oh, he's a nightmare and you hate him. As you said, you can scream at the telly, call him everything. Craig, I like every stream, don't worry. Thank you, Robert. Watford have 40,000 fans. Liverpool have 700 million fans. The FA will find a way to have us at Wembley. Let's just wait and see. I've no idea. If only Salah hadn't gone through a bad patch, we'd probably be top by a point. I don't know what to say to that, mate. Honestly, I just think there's no point in torturing ourselves and looking back and saying if. Can't change any of it. Where in Dublin are you from? Originally from Shankill, Shankill, South Dublin. I think somebody got mixed up yesterday. I said that I'm going to keep saying Kimmich instead of Joshua Kimmich just to annoy October. And somebody actually messaged me and going, I'm from just down the road from Kimmich. I didn't realise that's where you were from, Craig. I am not. I'm from Shankill. Gundogan was also getting attention to his ankle. I was just thinking that, Cahill, mate. I was just thinking that. Ella said, funny, people say Liverpool are bottlers on 97 points. We've lost one game all season. Yep, absolutely. Just maybe too many draws. Brighton took Spurs till the 88th minute, which is true. Again, though, they're still fighting for something there, and that's my worry about the City game, is that maybe they're going to be safe by then. It's been an incredible season, still more to come, said Sean. One reason I love your channel is because you read a lot of opinions, whereas Mark and other channels don't. Only super chats. I try my best to, and I won't belittle anybody else for not doing it, because I mean, I can only imagine how fast Mark's chat must move, for instance, because the channel's so popular. I'm always going to do this, even when the channel keeps growing, fingers crossed. I'll read through as many of them as I can, because that's this show. From day one, this show has always been your show. It's always been about the things you want to talk about. Sometimes I do steer maybe in a certain direction, but all in all, you guys make the content of the show, and I'm just here to read out your comments. And it's always been that way, which is why I appreciate you guys showing up every night, because without you, I wouldn't be here, because I wouldn't be able to do what Mark does. I wouldn't be able to do perhaps what Red Men do, what the Anfield Rap do, what any other channel does, because yeah, I don't have enough about me to just fill a conversation for an hour on my own. Matip's getting a new deal. Do you think this means we're out of the market for a centre back? Said Raoul. Thank you for the super chat, mate. No, I would say Lovren's moving on, mate. From what I read, a couple of clubs in Italy looking at him. Again, this is just my opinion. I think he'll move on, and perhaps we'll bring in somebody else, because between them there's just been too many injuries. You need backup centre backs that can play, and Matip has now shown that he can play 10, 15 games without picking up an injury, whereas Degsy, he just seems a little bit injury prone. A lot of soft tissue knocks, minor injuries that keep him out for weeks here or there. Boom. What else we got? Except the fact that you are bad at half poo. Mossy, mate, I don't know, honestly, I'd love a little drop of whatever you're on tonight, Mossy, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. Is Klein coming back to Liverpool from his loan next season? I don't think so. I'd imagine he'll be moved on. Funnily enough for him, he was one game short of a potential Premier League medal if Liverpool had have won it, or go on to win it even. Suarez is the shithousing king of shithousing. Himself and that other fucking prick from Real Madrid are probably up there as the two shithouse kings. Liverpool going to win 8-0 tomorrow, said domestic butler. Jack Collier, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Boya said Mark's a great guy. He is. He's absolutely sound. There's what you see with Mark, Mr. Goldridge, is what you get. He's a nice, warm fella, and yeah, again, people keep mentioning his name on our streams and asking me about him, and he's a good guy. He's been helpful to me. He's given me advice when I've asked for it at times as well. He's invited me on his show a couple of times, and he's come on here as well. So, yeah, it's great to have working relationships with people like Mark, with Anthony there, LFC or LCFC boy. I keep saying LFC, mate. It's just a natural inclination to say it. Maybe Expressions will get on as well at some point. Again, just to confirm, from the summer, I'm not going to give you an exact date yet. Probably June. We're going to be relaunching our podcast, which I'm so fucking excited about. We're putting together a nice little team at the minute. Brian's going to be part of it. October's going to be part of it. I'm going to be part of it. Dave, Cash, maybe Chris, Connor even. We're going to invite Uncle Raptor and see if he wants to come and share his knowledge as well. So yeah, we're going to put together a group of maybe 8 or 9 people, and then we'll have 4 people on each week for the podcast. It's going to be about 40 minutes long. It's going to be a video podcast, so you'll get the audio as well as the video of the people chatting. And if you want to take it out and about with you, we'll make sure it's available on iTunes, on Acast, Spotify, all the usual podcast outlets. So really, really happy about being able to get that back again, because I've missed podcasting. Can't wait to get going in the summer with it. Loads of transfer stuff, of course, all summer. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's good that you'll get to hear and see some more voices and faces, as well as, you know, just having to look at my bald ass. Well, not my bald ass, but my bald ass head every week. I've changed my profile picture on Twitter to Ashley Barnes. I've seen a lot of people doing that, Robert, and I didn't know what was going on there, mate. A few with Sean Dyche as well, which is interesting. Shadow Games, how are you, mate? Welcome in. We'll beat Huddersfield 5-0, said FaZe. I think slaughter them, mate. I think you're right. I think it'll be a fairly routine win. Again, just a reminder, tomorrow, 30 minutes before kickoff. Is it an 8 p.m. kickoff tomorrow, ladies and gents, or 7:45? Let me just double check that. I always forget which ones they are. It's usually 8 p.m. if it's televised, isn't it? But watch it be 9:45 or 7:45 now. 8 p.m. Right, so we'll be live from 7:30 tomorrow for the watch along. Myself and Brian Morrissey. So great to have Brian with me. I'm looking forward to getting his thoughts on the game. So you'll see it'll be down in my living room tomorrow. So no green screen for tomorrow. It'll just be the boring surroundings of my living room. I won't stop believing that we can win the league until it's over, said John Irwin. Craig, you'll forget about us when you're famous and a big shot. The funny thing is, I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep reminding it and saying it over and over and over again in the hope that you'll believe me someday. Money is absolutely not on my list of priorities in life at all. Anybody who knows me knows I don't give a fuck about money. So the idea of becoming bigger or be more successful, yeah, it could happen to the channel, and yes, I could become a little bit more well known perhaps if things take off. But do you know what? I'm a down to earth person, mate. I'm never going to forget. I'm never going to distance myself. I'm never going to become a dickhead or an arrogant fool, because it's just not in my makeup. I'm a normal football fan. I don't think I've got any special knowledge or opinions. I love our subscribers. And you don't know how much it means to me that you guys come on here every night. I honestly, I'm still scared to this day that I'm going to come on here one day, turn on the camera, get going, and it's going to be empty. And there's going to be nobody there. That's a recurring fear. So, I promise you, mate, no matter what happens with this channel, I'll be here, we'll be chatting, I'll be thankful, you'll be giving me the comments, and we're going to kick ass together as a community. I keep saying that. This isn't my channel. It's not Connor's channel. It's a fucking community of amazing like-minded people, which makes it so special. And when you get the people saying, I think everybody that runs a YouTube channel gets the accusation that it's about money. It isn't about money. You should know on here it's not about money. I don't charge anything for content. I will never charge anything for content. Do we try to raise money in other ways? Yes, of course. We've got super chats. We've got adverts on like most YouTube channels. We've got a Patreon for people to try and support us on if they want to. But all of that is just ways of helping to fund trips to Liverpool, perhaps, running of the channel, buying new equipment, giving away stuff, because I tell you what, we've given away about 10, 12 things in our first season already, which I'm really proud of. And any money that we've gotten, I'll give you an example, and this is the God's honest truth. Whether you believe me or not, you know, I can put my hands up and tell you I'm not lying. You remember about 3 or 4 months ago, I bought a Nikon camera for the channel. At the time, that was only paid off 3 days ago. We only paid that Nikon camera off. So people think we're making a lot of money. That camera cost about 720 quid, I think, at the time, including the little bits and bobs. And we paid that off after 3-4 months of YouTube. So that gives you an idea of exactly the type of money that comes into the channel. This, we make about, I'm going to be blunt, because I've always said, I'm an open book. Ask me anything and I'll give you an answer. This channel this month, from ad revenue and super chats, for the last 28 days, we made €232. That's the amount. So if anybody thinks I'm in this for money, and Connor's in this for money, and we're taking in, what, €232, 55 quid a week, and the equipment that runs the channel is about 3 grand, maybe, roughly what I'm looking at here now in my bedroom. So if I'm in this for money, then I'm a fucking long way short of making any. So that accusation always makes me laugh. I mean, say I'm in here to make my head bigger, say I'm in here because I'm an arrogant fool, whatever. But the money thing is the most comical aspect of it all, because, yeah, money is not the motivation here whatsoever, nor has it ever been, which is what always makes me laugh when people talk about YouTube and they see a channel doing well and they think that you're making a load of money out of it. We're not. And we don't want to. We don't give a fuck about money. I like the thoughts of Origi and Shaqiri getting a start. Said Joel. 230 million, I fucking wish, mate. Jesus, I tell you what, 230 million, I wouldn't be on here now. There'd be coke and hookers in Amsterdam, I'm telling you. Wifey or not, she'd be dragged along as well. The MacBook, Craig, you forgot the MacBook. My second MacBook, I have to say. I've gone through one already. The smart bedroom. Yeah, it's a green screen. It's really funny. I'd love to show you guys an image of where I set up, but I don't really want to be putting out pictures of my bedroom. But I'm sitting at the end of my bed on a computer desk. In front of me I have a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, a boom arm with a Rode microphone. Behind me, or in front of me, sorry, I have an LED ring light. And then I've got my MacBook Pro, which is about 7 or 8 feet away, with extension leads and wires running to the monitor, just so you don't hear the humming of the computer. And then I've got like plugs and cables and a few other bits and bobs running around. You making me cry, Craig? Don't ever want to do that, mate. Unless it's with laughter. Then I'm all for that one. Liverpool City, same points, same goals for or against. Who wins the league? I think if that was the case, it goes to goals scored, I think. Oh, you said same goals for and against. I don't know. Do they have a playoff? A coin toss? I don't know how they figure it out these days. Is it yellow cards? Red cards? I don't know what the honest answer is there, mate. Coke hookers in Amsterdam with Big Virgil. There you go. That's a weekend, isn't it? John Delaney bought them that camera and charged the FAI 10 grand for it. Yeah, John Delaney has it figured out, doesn't he? For fuck's sake, he knows what it's about. Jason said non-profit, sticking his finger up. I don't know what that need for was, Jason, mate. You've been someone that's been on the channel for a while. If you think we're making money off it, mate, then what am I going to say to change your mind? Nothing. So I'll leave you be, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, Brian's removed you from the channel now for your comment, which seems a bit sad because you've been in here for a while. Shame you think we're such cunts, but there you go. You two take too much from revenue and super chat. They take, I think it varies, and again, my limited knowledge of this, I think they take 30% of every super chat. I think it does vary if you're on an Apple device, for instance. I think it's done a little bit differently. But as a rule, I think it's about 30% they take of super chats. Craig, a YouTuber said on here that you have to have 30k plus subscribers and have ads to give you 500 quid a month. I don't know if it's true. It depends. It depends, Bernadette. If you're, say, for instance, somebody who gets loads of super chats, then that figure goes up because the super chats are given in revenue. It also depends how many ads you place on your videos. Like, here's a really good example, actually. We do all of our stuff live. And so if we were to pre-record it and put it up, we'd get a lot more ad revenue because everything we could structure the ads throughout the stream. Because we're live streaming, you guys will get a lot less ads, although with some of you do get ads. I think it's like 1 in 10 people or something like that get ads during a live stream. So we'd make a lot more money by pre-recording stuff and putting it up, shorter videos, because you can place the ads in and you get much more ad revenue. So again, another example of how if we wanted to, we could make more money. Honestly, I don't know why, but that comment from Jason's really gotten to me. The finger up non-profit. Just because of who it was, and he'd been in before. Very strange, mate. I don't understand what we've done to make you feel that way, but I'm sorry you feel that way. Yellow and red cards, thank you. I was wondering if that was it. So it goes to yellow and red cards. But Liam reckons goes head to head. Head to head, a couple of other people. It's all equal to titles decided by a playoff, said Gonads. See, none of us really know. A few of us are just guessing here. Do you think Mane could get past VVD? Or past, yeah, I'd say he could. He's a bit fast, so he'd just knock it past him and run. Every day is me. How are you, mate? Said I have to go now. Thanks for another great stream, Craig. This channel is great. Hope you smash the Huddersfield scum tomorrow. Mate, look, thank you. And I sincerely hope Leeds go up. I've such a soft spot for that club. I'm still reading through a lot of people saying yellow and red, some people saying playoff. No problem, Ella, my pleasure. It's long deserved, mate. Sorry, I should have done that a long time ago. Okay. Craig, I think Liverpool will lose to Huddersfield. Jurgen Klopp will hockey them. You said I think Liverpool will lose, and then you said, oh, just kidding, we'll hockey them. Sorry, I was saying JK and I thought you were saying Jurgen Klopp, Jamie, mate. Sorry. Yeah, I think we'll give them a beating as well, mate, to be fair. Mr. Crypto Meme says, I love gonads. Take that whichever way you want. I think he's talking about the wonderful person in our chat called Gonads, but you know what I mean? Maybe he just loves him some balls, I don't know. I didn't know he was a regular, but that comment was shit. No, don't unhide him, Brian. You're right. That was his opinion. He's fully entitled to it, but you know, he's made his bed now and he can lie in it. When did you start making money on YouTube? God, when did we start making money? 4 months ago, I think. 4 months ago we got monetized. It was actually, no, it was December. I think it was December, because I remember we were doing a watch along of the United game or something. I think it was around the same day or around that time. I think it was December, if memory serves correct. Yeah, I think it was December. We tried for months. It took us about 7 months to get monetized. At least you work for your coin. I still find it funny. Yeah. Burnley 2, City 1, said Big Son. Okay, gotta do 10 more minutes, guys, then gotta head off, if that's okay. Firmino versus VVD. Rafa, I'll bet my 200 quid in the bank. Liverpool keep that Barca front three quiet. I think it'll be our defence that will win that game against Barcelona over 2 legs. I think both teams have an amazing attack. but I think us having a stronger defence should see us through. Dave, talk to you tomorrow, mate. I'm the only one who thinks Barcelona are fucking overrated. I don't think they're overrated. They're a good side, but I would agree they're not the strongest Barcelona side we've seen over the past 10 years. Hey Craig, if Liverpool win the league, you must grow a goatee. See, that I can do. That I can do, Joel. I know I have enough facial hair there to stick an old goatee together. I couldn't grow a beard. I wish I could. I've tried. I just can't do it. But a goatee, I think I could just about manage. Getting monetization is hard. People don't realise that. There's certain criteria you have to have, like 1,000 subscribers. You have to have, I think, 100,000 minutes of watch time. A few other bits and pieces as well. I can't remember what else there is, but they made it very difficult for us. They just kept saying no to us for some reason. Stealthful, how are you, mate? It has been a while. I'm very well, thank you, mate. I hope you're the same. Burnley will beat City, said Big Son. That's absolutely, mate. You can head off now if you like. Get a good night's rest for tomorrow. I'm actually feeling good at the moment. I don't know, I'm in a good mood now. I could carry on streaming for the next 2 hours. I'm in a really good mood. Jack, how are you, mate? Sorry I'm late. One quick question for you. Honestly, I think Brendan will do us a favour against City. If not, Burnley away is very tough. Your opinions? Burnley is a tough game, Jack. If they show up and they're at their shithouse best, then yeah, it could be a difficult afternoon for Manchester City. The thing that gets me about Leicester, if it was at the King Power, I would absolutely believe there's a good chance that Leicester can take points. It's just when you're at home, you're comfortable in your surroundings, and I just think they might have enough. They might just have enough to get past them. But I hope so, Jack. I hope you're right, mate. Jen said, Patrick here again. Big shout to Supporters Club in Cork. Article on us in the Examiner on Tuesday. Myself and the photo with my brother and the lads. Nice one. Is you saying, just to confirm, Patrick, is that it was the Tuesday just gone, or there's going to be one coming up next Tuesday? If you want to just put that in. And if you want to tag me in it, mate, on Twitter, at Anfield Agenda, love to share it there. If you're on Twitter, happy to share it for you, mate. And I'd love to come down and meet your Supporters Club in Cork someday, if that's okay. Myself and Connor and Brian, it'd be great to travel down and do a show with you guys down there at some point. And if there's any other Supporters Clubs in the UK, even in Europe, fuck it, we can travel to Europe. We've always said we'd happily go out and about, travel, meet Supporters Clubs, chat to Reds, because this is what I want this channel to be, a community that we reach out, we travel, we meet, and we give people a voice to share their opinions on the club. And travelling to Cork or England to meet Supporters Clubs, it would be an absolute pleasure. Where else have we got? Loads of love for Crouchy as well. Please do stream for the next 2 hours. I was being a bit optimistic there with the 2 hours. If Liverpool win the league, what will your reaction be? I've thought about that, and I can't tell you because I don't really know. I wonder if I'd cry. That's the thing. That's what I've asked myself a lot. If Liverpool win the league, would I cry? Because I know I'd celebrate, and I know I'd say yes, and I'd shout, and I'd throw my arms up, and I'd do all the things that we'd normally do. I just wonder, will I shed a tear if they win the league? And I suppose I'll never be able to answer that until it happens. I think they tie positions, Google it. That's what they said, both teams deserve the title. I don't know how it works, mate. It used to be a fucking coin toss. Do you remember that madness? We've become one of the most fair teams to play. United become irrelevant. What a season. We absolutely are, and they absolutely have, mate. But they have enough money to rebuild if they're clever enough about how they do it. Mr. Crosby is in. How are you, Connor? Are you a YouTube millionaire, mate? I was just explaining to everybody how rich we are with our YouTube money. Sean Dyche Masterclass, City ain't ready. Ashley Barnes released from the shackles. Should be illegal, said Connor. Crouchy hat-trick, said Prez Salah. You ready for that red mohawk? I've had to admit that I can't grow it, Tom. I tried to grow my hair, do you remember, a few months back, maybe 2 months back, and I realised that I've shaved my head for so long that I'm actually more bald than I ever realised. I can't do it. I actually have a proper ball patch there on my head. There you go. I kidded myself for so long, and then I grew some hair and had to admit that, fuck me, it's thinning on top, so the red mohawk will have to get pushed aside, mate. I'm straight to the pub to celebrate if we win the league, said Douglas James Horn. We will win it, keep believing, said Liam Granby. Do you think Manchester City will struggle next year with players getting old? I'd say they'll just... No, mate. Honestly, I'd say they'll just buy in some more players. If Messi turns up, do you think he'll go past Van Dijk and score a few goals? I think Messi will score 2. Look, Messi, for me, is the greatest footballer I've seen in my lifetime. You can't rule anything out with Lionel Messi. He's just that damn good. It's our job to keep him quiet, as much as you can keep Messi quiet, but I still think we'll beat them over 2 legs. I just think all around we've a better group of 11. But it's going to be great. It's going to be so good to have a semi-final against Barcelona over 2 legs. It's everything that you'd want in a Champions League semi-final. Second leg at Anfield as well is massive. We just have to make sure we go over there and get a decent result. You can tell by the way you go on with the audience, Craig, that you're a man of your... I hope you're trying to say words, Thomas, but the end of your sentence is gone. Pour some sugar on me, there you go. I'm still going around my gap saying that to my family, by the way. If they call me, I'm like, no, fuck off. My name is Craig, pour some sugar on me, Holden now. And that is all I'm answering to in the house. And I'm not even joking. VVD to break Messi's nose after Smalling's already nearly done it. Loads of love for Crouchy. I do love me a bit of Crouchy, to be fair. Peter, what would you be if you weren't a footballer? A virgin. Now that is an answer. That is an answer. A man that can give you that answer. You gotta love Crouchy. That's why I was late. I was out spending all the fat stacks, clearly. There you go. I mean, Connor's laying it out there, telling the truth. How did you spend your share of this month's €232, Connor? That I didn't let you have because we were still paying off the camera. Grow your hair red like Babel. I could just get a red marker and draw red on the top of my head. I could just colour my head in red, or get some of that plastic paint and just paint my head red. I could ask Raptor. Raptor has a mohawk. I could ask him for a loan of his hair. This channel's growing every day. Great to see. Thank you very much, mate. Again, shout out if you're watching. Please do hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Crouchy's a top shagger, said Connor. Do you think Klopp should tell Milner to stay on Messi? I don't know if Milner's going to be in the starting 11, MG, mate, so I don't know what to say. I would guess we're going to see Henderson, Gini, Fabinho, but Milner, I suppose Milner has started the last one, so maybe somebody will be told to fucking mark him, absolutely. How much would you sell the channel for, and why? I wouldn't sell it, mate. I'd give it to somebody if I was ever given up. Why would I sell it? Same with YouTube or with Twitter. Somebody said to me before, would I sell the Twitter account? No. I'd rather just give it to somebody if we ever packed it in than sell it. I mean, there's enough people there in the chat that could take it over if we ever wanted to give up. So selling it would, no interest. Unless, of course, you want to drive to my house and open up a van full of Diet Coke. We can have that conversation. He's big, he's red, his feet see out of bed, he's Peter Crouch. He's Peter Crouch. Good man, Douglas. Could easily see Chris Lawler, Emily Hughes, John Toshak, Ian Callaghan, Ron Yates. VVD to throw Messi at the crossbar, pick him up and throw him back. Craig, what's a good result against Barca on Wednesday night away? A score draw is a fucking great result, to be fair. I'd even take losing by 1 as long as we score. I'd like us to go over to the new camp and score. Has Connor got gloves yet? I don't know. Connor, have you got gloves? Will you be streaming Burnley against City? No. I've decided that I'm bad luck, mate, for doing City games, so I'm just going to leave it be. Liverpool win the Champions League and the Premier League, said Iranian Pride. So glad to see that you're still so optimistic, mate, and again, great to see you win. What's your midfield for Barca away and Barca at home? Away, you know what, I can understand if you went Milner, Henderson, Gini away because they're tried and tested, and at home then I would swap Milner for Fabinho. The Peter Crouch podcast is great crack. A lot of people have said that actually. I must give it a listen. A red wig. Yeah, I could try a red wig, Gary, as well. My brother is a Newcastle fan but goes to Barcelona. He booked it last month before the quarter and semi-final draw and he's gone for the first leg. Coincidence? Nice. That's class. I hope he's a great time, mate. It'll be a sad day when Suarez comes to play. It would feel weird, said Red Hulk. If offered Gareth Bale, would you take him for 50 or 60 million? It's a very difficult question. My immediate reaction is to say no, because way too many injuries, like way too many. But he's an outstanding footballer, so no. I think we could spend it better, is my honest answer, Jack. But he's a great footballer when he's fit. Heme, sorry I'm late, Craig. Hope you're all good. Was watching the youth team win the final. I'm so happy for them, mate. Never apologise for being late or not coming in. I always say I appreciate your time, as does Connor. So never any need to apologise. I'm a Man United fan, but I've been watching you since you had 7k. Quick question, HYS Football, if I may, mate. Did you get to know about our channel from the time I was on the United Stand with Mark? I think actually one of the 2 times I was on the United Stand. Or did you just naturally come across the channel? Was it suggested to you? Actually, anybody on the channel now, if you didn't know us beforehand or you didn't know us from Twitter, how did you come to find the channel? I'm always interested to know these things because it's just interesting to me. Sorry, I just love to know how people came across the channel. I used to ask people that about the podcast all the time as well. It'll be VVD and Fabinho and Messi. They'll be all over him, said Claire. 6-0 to Liverpool, press Salah. Red eyebrows, that I can probably do. Although not me, I'd put the shit in my eye and be blinded. Red eyebrows, possibly a red... Well, so we say eyebrows, mate. Let's be honest, it's pretty fucking singular. It's pretty a monobrow. I could probably do a goatee as well. We could even go a red goatee. Be 2-1 to Barca. It's a new camp in all honesty, said Hansy. Craig, don't know how you got through United and City games. Stressful. Mark, honestly, I was heartbroken. I'm not even going to lie, mate. I had some hope before the game started, and when it went 2-0 with 20 minutes to go, I'm not lying, mate, I didn't want to be on the stream. I just didn't want to be there. I wanted to get straight onto the 10 o'clock show and start talking about Liverpool again. I did not want to be there when it was 2-0. It was recommended to me, thank you, FaZe. I can't remember, said Press Salah. From the United Stand, thank you, John. I searched for a live stream and the first video lured me in. Again, I often wonder about that as well, because Connor's brilliant thumbnails are maybe some of the reason people gave us a click. I told my son if he wants to be a Liverpool fan, he has to be mentally prepared. We'll never win anything the easy way. Fact, to be fair. I found on the United Stand from watching United Mates, which is class. So again, I'll always be grateful to Mark for that, for having me on and getting anyone that's seen us on there to come on here. That's great. So I'll always be thankful to Mark for that, because I can't imagine a stream without the likes of Ella in it and John. I can't imagine that now. You guys are here so often. I was looking up Liverpool live stream a week ago and this popped up. I'm so glad you gave us a click, mate. Thank you for coming in. Craig, I came across you on Mark's channel pre the derby. Thank you very much. Again, Cape Town Muslim. Somebody's been here for ages. I was subscriber 56 here. You were, Claire. And Tom was our first ever comment as well. 56, Claire. Holy shit, you've been around a long time. You're part of the furniture at this point. Pleasure to be here, Craig. I'm very proud of you, mate. Thank you. That really does mean a lot. Thank you. I found you looking for a Burnley Liverpool watch along. People always say, why do the watch alongs get so many thumbs down? And it's for the reason that Shadow JBW just said, people looking for streams of the game and they see Liverpool versus whoever watch along, click on it and they see, oh, it's just some bald idiot talking to the chat, the game isn't on, and then they hit the thumbs down. I don't think it's really a personal thing against the stream. I think it's more, shit, this isn't the game. Who's Daz? Daz was a gentleman that ran an account called On The Bench LFC. He also used to be on our podcast towards the end of the podcast, and as of now, isn't streaming at the minute. But yeah, often get asked about Daz. Daz is a lovely, lovely guy, and I'd love to have Daz as part of Anfield Agenda. It would be fucking class. I think Daz and myself in front of the camera, even in shifts, I think we could do really great things with the channel. I think we'll do great things with the channel anyway, but I just like Daz, to be fair. He's a really nice guy. Like, subscribe and share, guys. Thank you very much. Just want to say that I believe for all the last 3 City games, they'll fail to win once, and that we'll win our games. If it doesn't happen and City win the league, well, fuck it, we move on, said Andre. Yeah, that's all we can do, buddy. Leitrim for Sam said, I came across you for the Red Star Belgrade watch along. Yeah, that wasn't being great, mate. That's probably the one we lost, was it? American here wanting to take my friend to Anfield. What should we do around the area? On match days, mate, the stadium tours stop, I think, at X amount of time. So what I'd say is definitely do the museum. Definitely go into the 12th Man, the Albert, and a few other pubs around. Get there early. What else would I recommend to do? Soak up some time in Stanley Park, depending on the weather, of course. If you're in the city, the Beatles tour is really good. There's a great open top bus tour that goes around Liverpool City Centre, and you might think that's really cringy, but I'm telling you, it's fucking brilliant. You can jump on and off anywhere around the city. You can go to the Albert Dock and you can spend some time there. You can go into Cathedral Quarter. You just spend some time in a fucking lovely city. There's so much to do, Joe, and it's a really easy city to get around. Actually, the most difficult part would probably be getting out to Anfield, because it's a bit of a pain in the arse to get out there. But as the city itself, oh, you'll have so much to do. It's brilliant. There's museums, there's so many bars, so many wonderful restaurants, stadium tours, ferry across the Mersey. Honestly, keep going, mate. There's so much to do in the city. I remember 1,500 celebration. Yeah, wow, that feels like a while ago, doesn't it, Will? Recommended by YouTube. Thank you, Iranian Pride. Your channel popped up randomly while I was watching a life hack video. Thank you, Hansi. My friends are arguing on PS4. What should I say? I don't know what they're arguing about, mate. So, calling somebody a cunt is never... You can never go wrong with that, can you? Came here for the Napoli game. Thank you, Liam. On the bench in Liverpool Football Talk on my other account, and I found them and watched you. Thank you, Prez. I'm glad you're here, mate. Give Goodison Park a miss. I would say, yeah, to be fair. The Beatles Museum, Claire as well. I'm actually not a Beatles fan, so it's not something I've ever done personally, but anyone that has loves it. What else we got? Taxi from Lime Street to Anfield cost £7, said Susan Cox. Craig, you could pick a striker up. Who do you think Liverpool would go for? Werner. I think Werner Thomas is probably the most likely one. Jovic would be another good option, but he's been linked with so many clubs. What's your favourite Beatles song? I'm not a Beatles fan, Tom. Not at all, mate. And I'm a massive Oasis fan, which makes it even weirder that I don't like the Beatles. I don't know. I don't have a favourite Beatles song. Is Hey Jude a Beatles song or a Paul McCartney song? Because I like Hey Jude. If that's a Beatles song, then Hey Jude. Imagine, actually. Sorry. That's John Lennon, though, isn't it? That's not even the Beatles, see? If Liverpool win the Premier League and Champions League and England win the Nations League, it'll be my favourite year. It'll be a good year, to be fair. I was listening to Coldplay and this came up. That's a fucking strange one, mate, isn't it? The Irish man. You're watching Coldplay and then all of a sudden we pop up. Dave, of course, I know. A far while from the Anfield Road Wolves days, which is a long time ago, mate. Man, it feels like a lifetime ago. Some good times as well on that podcast. Right, look, I'm going to have to say goodnight, ladies and gents. I didn't realise we'd been here so long. Don't look back in anger. We'll win the league, said Jack. Werner, Pepe, Etheridge and Sessegnon. Liam Kelly's dream. I think that's your dream transfer window. To be fair, Craig, when you're on, they're not annoying the emergency services. When you're on, they're not annoying the trolls and stuff I think you're talking about, sorry. I've been watching since the PSG game, but only started commenting the past month, and that always intrigues me as well. I know there are loads of people that watch our streams that don't comment, and I get emails from people actually that don't comment but send us emails, which is lovely. So shout out to anyone who is watching that doesn't like to comment in the chat. Just great to know that you're there, and we hope you continue to enjoy the channel, and thank you for your support. Look, as I said, guys, I'm going to call that a night. 7:30 tomorrow night. We don't schedule our watch-alongs, as I've said before, because it's easier to be caught out for copyright, I believe, if we do that. So we'll be starting at 7:30. Brian Morrissey will be here with me. We'll enjoy the Huddersfield game. Hopefully it's a good win for the Reds, because we need a little boost, don't we? So look, thank you very much. Lots of love to all of you. If I don't speak to you tomorrow night, have a wonderful Friday. Thank you again for joining us. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds.